Thank you for your patience. Grab a drink, sit back, and explore the paranormal with us. Welcome to the Necromancer live show. This stream will begin in time. Thank you for your patience. Grab a drink, sit back, and explore the paranormal with us. Welcome to the Necromancer live show. This stream will begin in time. Thank you for your patience. Grab a drink, sit back, and explore the paranormal with us. Welcome to the Necromancer live show. This stream will begin in time. Thank you for your patience. Grab a drink, sit back, and explore the paranormal with us. Welcome to the Necromancer live show. This stream will begin in time. Thank you for your patience. Grab a drink, sit back, and explore the paranormal with us. Welcome to the Necromancer live show. This stream.
As far back as I can remember, I dreamt of a normal life. A life filled with normal things. A life where monsters don't live in closets or under the bed. A life where ghosts aren't real. I just wanted to be normal. But that didn't happen. It wasn't meant to be. Since my early 20s, I've experienced profound paranormal events that would change my life. Extreme poltergeist activity, living amongst those that have departed this earth in ways unimaginable. It has affected my loved ones and children with no end in sight. I could hear things, see things, and feel things not of this world. I asked myself if this was a gift or a curse. With the help of my mother and close friends, I emerged a paranormal investigator. Since 2013, I have been on a relentless journey to learn about the paranormal. I invite you to follow me into the unknown. Welcome to the Necromancer live show.
You know you're off to a good show when right before you begin, you want to sneeze. So hopefully I don't sneeze in the middle of this intro. What is up, everyone? Hello, welcome to the Necromancer live show. I'm your host, Justin Brown, and we are going to talk about Christmas ghosts tonight. I hope you are all excited for that. I hope you are ready for an hour of paranormal shenanigans. Missy, are you ready?
Guess who's watching?
Yeah, I see.
Bill's watching.
I see Bill there on YouTube. What's up, buddy? Welcome back.
Like you said, I've sneezed all day.
Christy, her allergies have been like horrible ever since she got in the car after work. She's been sneezing and stuffed up. She's on Sudafed in the living room trying to recover. Yep, we got Warlocks. We got Christmas right around the corner. I don't know if I'll be going live next Wednesday. I may, though. I just don't know yet. I kind of want to, if I do something, I kind of want to do something cool. So I'll think of something different and special for the Christmas week Necromancer show. What's up, everybody?
New Year's week. You mean for the New Year's week? Because Christmas will be over. We'll be starting New Year's.
It's the week that Christmas is in. Okay? I don't want to hear any shenanigans from you, okay?
Okay.
It's the week of Christmas. And that's what I'm calling it.
Okay.
But, welcome to Necromancer Live Show. I thought this might be an interesting topic because... Oops, I just hit my microphone. Christmas, winter solstice, New Year's. It's all an interesting time period for spiritual things. And we're going to talk about why. I know a little bit about the history of Christmas and what you first think about when winter is seemingly beginning. Of course, it's cold outside. People stay at home more. Families hang out more. Back in the olden days, you used to kind of huddle around the fireplace because that was the main source of heat in the home. And you used to just hang out there for long periods of time because it's cold and you want to get warm. And there was not a whole lot to do. Families would talk, play games, and tell stories. And a lot of those stories involved family members and things they used to do in the past. And that type of energy in your home can be attractive to spirits and ghosts. And Christmas, the idea of Christmas and the tradition of Christmas is embedded in our culture. And we tend to think about those who are no longer with us during these periods more often than normal. Now, of course, there's people out there that think about, their loved ones and people who are no longer with us a lot. It's not just Christmas, but it just, in general, it seems like it happens more. It gets colder. Time seems to go by a little bit slower. You start dwindling into the low energy periods and your mind starts to wonder and think and ponder on things a little bit more than normal. And in my 44 years on this earth and in my research, I have seen that visitors like to, let you know that they're around. It could happen in your dreams. It could happen, subtle signs in the home or in your mind or somehow in your perception. They let you know they're around, especially if you're sensitive to the sort of thing. Let me know in the chat if you are on the same page with this line of thinking, because I'm interested. If anyone notices their family members who are no longer in physical form are around more during Christmas, or do you think more of them? Do you feel like their presences are made? I know birthdays are a thing. They show up around birthdays, Thanksgiving, of course, but Christmas seems to be like a bam. And why is that? In our tradition, we like to talk about ghosts. We like to talk about the past. And the whole winter solstice thing and the whole winter idea in general gets us thinking about what we can do to change for the new year. It kind of gets us in an introspective frame of mind. It kind of gets us thinking about ourselves and how we can improve and what things we don't like about ourselves a little bit, you know? So you start thinking in a certain way, and I think it brings about some supernatural phenomena more often than not. What do you think, Missy? Do you think anything that I've said that you can relate to, or anybody in your family can relate to?
Oh yeah. Like the other day I was putting the leaf in the table and I heard Clayton's mom say, "You're not doing that right."
Uh-oh.
And I was like, there's only one way to do this. And I kind of slid it in there and closed the table. And she didn't say anything else. She was like, whatever.
What was she like? Did she think like she was the perfect, or like the epitome of, you know, stay-at-home mothers, or the female energy of the
Yeah,
house that was the head?
definitely not. But she, Merry Christmas, Gilson. Um, she wanted to be number one in Clayton's mind and his life.
Is that something he mentions, or only you observed?
He knew it, but we never talked about it. She didn't like me from the get-go, and she even made up a few stories. We won't get into that right now.
Okay.
But yeah, I wasn't good enough for her little boy, for her baby.
Okay. Interesting. So, does Derek seem to report to you anything spiritually active around the Christmas time? Is there any stories or any experiences that you can recall real fast?
No, not not that I can think of.
Anybody you want to shout out here in the chat? I know we had Gilson pop in.
We have Derek Schreider, we have Josh Bender, we have Joseph Moore, Becky Compton, Bill, we have Darren Smith, Carmen, Gilson, Heath, and they're all just talking amongst themselves because Bill's actually on.
Nice. Keep it up. So, my family on my dad's side, we definitely had a tradition of getting together with family, but that was after my grandfather and grandmother passed away, that stopped. And I know my mother's side of the family, her mom and dad been gone a long time, and it seemed like that tradition died with their parents.
Yeah.
We really didn't continue anything, and I felt like there is, at least on my side of the family, there is a spiritual void, especially around Christmas. Like, I feel no ancestors around. I actually feel really super lonely spiritually during this time of the year. It's only during, you know, summertime, springtime, sports seasons when I feel my dad around, and that's about it.
But he's there all the time. Hey, Sam.
Yeah, but I really don't. It really doesn't come through to me strongly, you know, during the Christmas periods and the winter periods.
Right. But he's still there.
Sure, you know, it's not like he vacates.
Right.
It's like there isn't like a strong connection, and I want the idea behind the whole topic of the show is there seems to be a connection for a lot of folks because of how much people think of those that are no longer there. They wish they were there. A lot of people's ancestors and relatives, Christmas meant a lot to them. Like what I'm trying to say, Christmas really didn't mean a whole hell of a lot to my mom and dad, other than the fact that they had to shower me and my brother with presents each time. It wasn't like a thing. It didn't feel like an energetic thing. It didn't feel like a strong traditional thing. Of course, with their parents, it might have been different. I know on my dad's side it was more so, but not for years. But let me know in the chat, guys. I don't know if anybody's mentioned that. Do you feel like there's more spiritual presences? I know someone had said, Becky said, I think this is 100% accurate, even with birthdays and death dates, anytime you think about people who have died. And my wife has a lot, Christy has a lot of those experiences during the same times Becky just mentioned, all those periods. I think that's really interesting.
Look at the beard on that guy.
I know, right? I'm over a year in with the beard, and I still got it. Still there.
You probably need shampoo for it right now.
No, I just got into the new bottle.
Okay.
So it's a bottle of the L'Oreal Metal Detox lasts at least 2 months, or if not longer. But probably I'm going to have to tell Derek, I digress, but I'm going to have to tell Derek to hit to make sure he's got another bottle for me when we meet up for New Year's, so I stay stocked.
I do.
Okay, good.
Extra bottle waiting on you.
Nice. Just pimping right now.
Right out.
Nice. So thanks for joining, Arden. Haven't seen you in a while. I miss you. Looks good on the big screen.
Yes, the holidays are definitely a time of connection with loved ones past,
Derek said.
Yeah, and I feel like in our tradition, our culture, it gets bigger. I know we've talked about in recent shows about the energy constructs that are surrounding our family and even our culture. We call them egregores or psychokinetic, manifestations or psychokinetic energy fields that tend to do interesting things. Okay, so our culture migrated over with us to this new world we call America now, even though it's not new to us. It's to the grand scheme of things, America as we see it now is extremely new compared to everywhere else. It's extremely new. But the tradition is interesting because you bring over the pagan and the beliefs, with Yule and all that. There's the Christian, adoption and with all of that tradition. And what our ancestors do, most of our ancestors, if you're white anyway, I'm not sure what African American and Asian people do around Christmas. That might be slightly different in their culture. But most people celebrate Christmas unless you're Jewish. So even if you're Jewish, the same thing applies. This energy that I'm talking about, even if you are perceptive to it or not, is impacting your life in ways that you may or may not understand. And what I think is interesting is, when you look at our culture, the story of the three ghosts of Christmas past with Ebenezer Scrooge, I mean, that is a huge archetype in our culture when it comes to, how our mind tends to operate in the winter months. We tend to reflect and self-evaluate more in general. I find that interesting. I find the way we our minds and our lives tend to, shift into a different type of mode. And that has a lot to do with what type of energy you can attract or energy that you deal with during these times. I feel like it's super cool that our perceptions on the spiritual side can shift into a different mode and we can start experiencing and connecting spiritually and in a way that's not only, impactful and meaningful to us now, but it has been meaningful, impactful for probably thousands of years. I just think that's super cool.
Derek said it's also the top of the list time for suicide and murder-suicide.
Yeah, and that goes along with what I was talking about the self-evaluation and introspective look, because when you do that and you see things that depress you, that you're going to deal with that. Thanks for the like, Robert. Appreciate it. And Jason Alexander, thanks for liking the stream. Appreciate it. And Derek, all the shares. I just want to keep up with all the notifications here.
Chief Lynn said the ghost of Christmas future showed me my grave, and I almost fell in, but I'm recovering now.
That's awesome, dude. I'm glad to hear it.
Becky said my dreams are much stronger right now for whatever reason. Still off the wall dreams, but more of them for sure.
Let me know if if you have any, supernatural dreams. I definitely want to hear about them. What's up, John? How are you doing tonight? So, basically, the show is going to be about a Q&A, and we're going to have a discussion about, our own personal relationships with spirits, with ghosts. I know there was a urban legend in a ghost town right down the road from me at Fallsville. I know a lot of people that's been following me and the stuff we've been doing for the last 10 years. I've definitely have went out to Fallsville to see if I could get a glimpse and maybe even capture the ghost that's supposed to manifest on Christmas Eve out there. Believe it or not, I have went out there a half a dozen times on Christmas Eve in crappy weather to try to see if I can see or experience anything. And no bueno. Nothing ever manifested, but several times I've been out there, weird stuff does happen. So it does seem like a place where there's strangeness and supernatural stuff occurring, but just no Indian man manifesting at the end of this, dilapidated stone house that just lays in a pile of rocks now. But there's ghost stories during Christmas for sure, and I think those are interesting because it says something about our culture. I know I was interviewed for my local paper a couple years ago during Halloween, and they asked me why there seems to be ghosts being reported during Christmas time and stuff like that, and they quoted me saying that ghost stories is basically the glue of, it's one of the glues of our culture. It's one of the ways that we're able to color our history and color our culture with, not only our beliefs, but our fears, our anxieties, our hopes, our dreams. They're all wrapped up in our view of spirituality in the afterlife. And ghost stories seem to be not only a fun way to do them, but some of them may be legit, or the legends have some hint of truth to them. Of course, over 100+ years they can get skewed, but I like to think that there's some element of truth in them. Let's see here. What's up, Troy?
Hi, Troy.
Everyone's
John
kind
said
of
he's good, thank you. Chief Flint said Becky is scary accurate. She's making hurricane spell.
Becky's accurate in general, or did she say something that he thought was accurate?
I don't know.
Maybe she's doing readings for him.
Maybe. I was fixing to brew another one, Chief Flint said. He's brewing hurricanes.
Yeah, don't send any my way, please. I'm good.
You can't have a hurricane. You don't have an ocean.
Hurricanes can come inland. I mean, they'll lose energy, but they can still reach us. It's happened. It's already happened.
I know.
So I asked the chat, do you think there's any truth to any ghost stories? Are there any ghost stories in your area where you live? Like any urban legends? Have you had any experiences with any spiritual encounters during Christmas?
Yes, but we can't get into that right now.
Huh?
I said yes, but we can't get into that right now.
Why not?
Because if you're making a documentary, we can't get into that right now. There's inland hurricanes.
The documentary about Aurora?
Yeah.
Why not? Why can't we get into it?
Well, I guess we could.
Does it have anything to do with the topic for a show?
Well, I don't know. I've never been to Hill Forest during Christmas.
Oh. I wasn't even thinking about that. I know. Did you mention something about that?
I did, but Derek Clayton never asked.
Derek Clayton.
Yes.
That's his new name. It's his compounded name, Derek Clayton.
What's his name?
Derek Clayton Schreiner. Yeah. So
He
can I
knows when
get?
I'm mad at him because I yell, Derek Clayton.
So can I get the two of you to come on one of my shows sometime in the near year? Yes.
The New Year? Yeah.
Um.
I'll
There.
tell you about the dream I had the other night, but I won't share it on here just because it was about a specific person.
Uh oh. Uh oh. Now I'm intrigued. Now I'm nosy. So, I can't think of any other legend other than the Fallsville Christmas Ghost Story. So I will give you a quick rundown about what the Fallsville Christmas Ghost Story was about. So there's two versions, which is interesting. The one version is there was a little girl Indian or an indigenous young female child. That's how we're going to say it, okay? I don't want to offend anybody. So she was murdered or lost. I feel bad for not remembering this detail of the story. Anyway, they reported her knocking on doors and then running away during Christmas time. It was like a Christmas time. It was like she was a door knocker and she would run away. And they believed it was a little native girl that was doing it. And another story was there's the Clouser home. It was a stone house that used to be out in Fallsville. And now it's just a big rubble pile of the stones that, was the structure of the building. And we do know there was a house there because there's a well still there. And me, Missy, and Derek and the group members have all seen that. But there
Josh
used to
hasn't
be...
seen it.
Huh?
Josh hasn't seen it.
That's right, he hasn't. Next time he's out, we'll go show it to him. Anyway, there was a family. There was a really cool story that involved the Clouser sisters. There was twin sisters. I think they were twins. Maybe they weren't. I can't remember that either. I need to go revisit that. Anyway, there's two sisters, and the townsfolk used to spread rumors about them being witches. Because they were a little different, they didn't grow up, Protestant Christians or whatever, and they may have had some pagan beliefs, like witching for water and stuff like that, doing strange things that scared the crap out of Protestants. Anyway, they reported seeing an indigenous man manifest at the end of their driveway where the main street was on Christmas, like at midnight on Christmas, like the most generic story you could think of. And this actually made it into several books. Like the legend stuck around. And there was people that went out and investigated it. Of course, they didn't see anything. And I investigated it myself, and I never saw anything. So it must have just been special to them. That it would only appear to them. Which makes sense. Because that's usually how it happens. Let's see here. Justin, I'll tell you about the dream I had. Oh, we already read that, right?
Yeah.
My house is getting active again. I wonder if because the season is usually colder and there is more static electricity. According to the kids, my house is always active, but I think they're paranoid. I tell you what, if they're sensitive and they're anxious about the whole thing, they just could be more sensitive to it. That's a possibility you have to consider. I don't know if electrostatics in the atmosphere causes more paranormal phenomena to occur. I really want to know if it does. I have not seen any correlation or evidence that it's like it definitely does. I haven't seen that yet. It's kind of hard to look at that scientifically, though, for many reasons, obviously. But the idea seems cool, but I just don't know if there's anything to it. But we definitely need to try to see if we can figure out if there is. It's difficult to do that. You got to have all kinds of instrumentation and use science and make it really sucky. But
I haven't seen anything yet. LOL.
So, what kind of activity are you talking about? Like footsteps, feeling strange feelings, like there's a presence there watching you, but you can't see anything. What are we talking about? I'm curious. I know Christy has had some family members around. I really, really hope one day to go down to my father-in-law's house down the lane here and do some extensive research down there. Noises. Be more specific, buddy. Like knocks, footsteps, shit moved. Like what shit? I want to know what shit. I want to know all the details. Because I just... Are you staying at the same place you were the last time we spoke? I have a memory of him saying that shit happens everywhere he goes. It's not just one place.
Well, maybe it's him that's haunted and not the house.
That's what I was wondering.
I keep having this reoccurring dream. And follows the warlock. That's what I said. I keep having this dream, and I'm walking down this dirt path to it's like a 2-story rundown farmhouse. It's white with green shutters. It's cold. And me, Clayton, you, and Christy are walking down this path to this house. And you're telling me you're talking to me, but I can't hear anybody.
And that's it?
And then you could see like these 2 little girls skipping around the house in their bare feet. But there's snow on the ground. And you're like, ignore them. I don't see them, it's fine. No, I
said
not.
that?
Yeah.
That's the only thing you heard me say?
Yes, that's the only thing I heard you say. No, but the last time I seen it and I described it to Christy, she said that it sounds like the house that was there before that her dad tore down to build his house.
It could be. I'm wondering, because there's at least one girl spirit that's around here that we know about. It could be more.
I seen 2. Like I said, they were skipping around the house, and you told me not to worry about them. So they say you only dream about things you have seen before, but I don't believe that.
I don't believe it either.
No.
No, you can... I mean, some people that may be true, but not all people. People that are highly creative, that are artistic, that have like a high aptitude for psi phenomena, they go explore shit all the time. They dream about shit they've never seen. For sure, it's not true for everyone.
She said it because I've dreamt about things and people I've never seen.
Me too.
Me too.
I have crazy dreams. I have dreams about me being other species of different humanoid creatures on different planets.
Okay. Oh, all right.
What?
Nothing. That just seems weird to me.
It is weird. It is. Like, I had the craziest dreams.
Brandon Crotty? Hi,
Crotty.
Brandon. Everybody's fine.
Used to have a recurring dream about getting trapped in a huge white house, the kitchen specifically. Yeah, I think a lot of people in general have dreams about old houses, either ones they used to live in or houses they kind of construct in their own mind with elements of houses they used to live in or know about.
Hi, Christy.
Hey, Christy. She just waves. Christy, tell us some stories about some ghosties around Christmas. Tell you what, I don't think it's a coincidence me and Christy found each other and been married for so long, because even when Christy first started dating me, she moved in to the house that, I talk about that was haunted over on Glen Street in Hillsborough. Weird shit started happening that never happened there when she moved in. So Christy's haunted too.
Christy's not haunted.
She's weird. Yes, she is. You're not going to convince me that Christy's not haunted. Christy's haunted AF. Okay. She brought them with her. See,
me.
she is. Uh-oh. I received $5.03. I don't know if it's from PayPal or what. Let me look. Let's see here. Sam Ebersbach. $5 donation. Thanks, Sam. Have you tried the link for the Streamlabs? Does that still not work for anybody? I'll post it. You don't have to donate if you don't want to, but I'll post it on Facebook and YouTube. See if this works, because I'm supposed to be able to accept credit cards now and not just PayPal. So I just want to see if it'll work for you guys. But if you do it through Streamlabs, your donation will pop up on the stream and alert me and let everybody know that you donated. It's kind of cool.
Still not working for me. Tried it again.
And then you just tried it a regular credit card, because it worked for me the last time I went into it. That sucks. I don't know why it don't work for some people. But what's cool about it is you can choose a GIF, and the GIF, pops up with your notification, which I think is a cool feature of it.
Is that I sent it through you with my new PayPal account.
I definitely got it.
Hi, Michelle.
What's up, Sam?
Hi, Sam.
I don't know.
I had such a horrible experience paranormal-wise from age 10 to 13, so nothing really seems to scare me anymore, Christy said.
Yep, there was this old guy that haunted this house that her dad bought and renovated, that they lived in for a couple years, and it pretty much haunted her, terrorized her. She did not like it any. I mean, it didn't attack her or do anything, but it felt bad to her, and it would stare at her in her bedroom and do all kinds of things she didn't like. So, yeah.
I don't know. The person that walked through your bedroom that night seemed to scare you pretty bad. The woman in the dress, remember? She tried to wake you up. You said you didn't see anything. You think we tote our ghost around everywhere we go? Question mark. Work, investigations, we just take our ghost to mix with other ghosts?
So it's not like they follow you around. There's like really no space, 3D space, like we have where they're at. They can watch us from any time, any point in time, out of, like, they're looking at us like we're like an object. I know I've tried to explain this before. Okay. So a ball is the best thing to use, but all I have is this Johnny Bench baseball. So I'm not taking it out of the case. So this is my idea and my belief. So when you're a spirit looking down on our 3D existence, you're outside of it. You're not in the cause and effect realm that the 3D space happens, because everything in the 3D space is cause and effect to a certain degree. Okay, because we're all made out of matter, and that, you know, the energy that comprises is comprised of. So if they see us at work, they can instantly just zoom into where we're at and be involved in that cause and effect 3D space for a moment. And, you know, they can interact with us in certain ways that let us know that they're there. But it's not like they tag along with you through 3D space. They just pop in and out, if that makes sense.
Good night, Joseph. Merry Christmas. Becky said, I always hate thinking a ghost is watching me pee.
Why would a ghost watch you pee unless there was some kind of creep?
Ooh, that was my grandma. She said, woke up one night from a little girl, and then the next night I was woke up by my grandma. Was about a foot from me, and she was trying to talk to me. I wasn't having it. LOL. That was so unexpected right when I was woke up. By now, I wish she would come back again.
Yeah, she woke me up and she's like, she's there. I looked over there. I didn't see a damn thing. So she was only there for Christy, not me.
So, Becky, I have a story about that. We were in Deb's old farmhouse, Deb had with the cemetery attached.
She's not going to know what that is.
No, I know, you do. Anyway, we were in a friend of ours' house. She was redoing it. She just inherited it from her uncle. There's a graveyard in the back. We're investigating this house. Somebody walks through the house and lays this REM pod on the sink in the bathroom. I didn't realize it. I just went to the bathroom. And that damn REM pod started going off midstream. Like... It was quiet. And then all of a sudden it started going off, and I'm like, oh my God. I think about it every time I'm in a prison.
No, that makes more sense. But not in your house. At least I hope not. So, yeah, Deb's, does she still live there?
No.
Did she sell it?
Yeah.
Because she ended up separating from her husband, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if anything weird still happens to the people that live there now.
I don't know.
You ever thought about asking them?
I haven't talked to Deb in a while, but I was gonna ask her. She got hit one night in her bedroom in the new house.
Really? Huh. I know Christy's dads get hit. He gets hit all the time. I think that's crazy. I've never been hit by a ghost, a spirit, or whatever. Now I feel their energy, and that's it. Like, I know that they want to hurt me. Like, there's been many times. Monroe House, Indiana State Sanitarium, at times. And by hurt, a lot of the times, it's not like a specific type of hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Like they wanted kick you in the ribs or whatever. It's not like specific like that, but they're trying to do something harmful to you. And I feel like it manifests, the pain or the trauma manifests in different ways depending on who it is. But I don't think they can do anything to me. I've done everything I can to be open to it just to see what happens. But it's not happened. Now, it might have happened in ways that has like a delayed effect or something else. but I'm not aware of it at all. And I think that's interesting. I think, you know, you have to ask yourself why. Is it because I'm special somehow? Am I lucky? Or is it just because of my genetics? I don't know. I mean,
It you don't see it because, of course, you know, I can walk through somewhere with you and I know what is going on by the way you walk.
okay, you're going to have
If
to
I
elaborate.
if I can't feel it myself physically, I know that something is going to happen by the way that you carry yourself.
Okay, now I'm
Because
lost.
because you're walking all it's like when we were walking through downtown Cincinnati going back to the car from the Bengals game. You were all relaxed and then people started, you know, crowding around us and you stood up really straight and you kind of puffed out your chest like, you know,
What?
you do. You you stand up straighter, you like make yourself bigger in a sense. You make yourself look bigger.
Like I look more opposing or something?
Yes.
I swear to God, I'm not doing this on purpose if I'm doing it. I hope you're full of shit.
No, I'm not.
Chrissy, is she full of shit or is she right? I need.
Chief Lynn said credit card failed. Says use PayPal.
They told me that it was activated too. Huh.
I believe I sat down on one once. It felt like wooden rollers on my thighs. Wasn't sexual.
That's weird.
Pretty cool, actually. She said, "See, Missy, that's kind of person I need around when
So
I
I need to
go."
know where you're going with this. Like, so why
Like,
would you? Well, that happens. Like, if we're
I
in an investigation too.
yeah, she said I have seen you do that before, but sometimes I don't even pay attention anymore.
Oh my God, my mom's even watching. In the old days, I've been
I
scratched,
don't
pulled,
know.
tugged on, and breathed on, and touched on my shoulder to get my attention. Yeah, I can't. Maybe I have been breathed on.
I've been breathed on and touched.
I've been rushed,
Yeah,
but they stop right before they make contact.
right.
Well, that
Well,
happened.
$5.
Bill's donation worked. Thanks, Bill. You didn't
Thank
have
you,
to do that,
Bill.
man. He must have just used PayPal. I swear to God, Streamlabs said that the credit card feature was working. I was supposed to be going live on Instagram tonight too, because that's a new feature of Restream, but that didn't work, so I got to figure that out too.
Christy said it was probably me trying to get you to stop snoring that back in the day. He said PayPal, lol.
Right. Thanks, man. That's really cool that you did that. So what are you trying to get at? Like, is that doing anything? Me doing that?
I don't know.
So you said that you look at how I walk. Why do you do that?
I used to pay attention to the color of Jessica's fingernails.
So you're just looking for any detail?
I pay attention to the way you carry yourself and the way you look and the look on your face as you're walking through. Because then I don't know why. I just pay attention to those things.
Like you're trying to pick up on subtle cues about things?
Yeah.
Like I understand that.
Like at the Old Licking County Jail, Jess's nails were black. And when she got when she got sick, her nails changed colors.
Really?
Yes, they were red.
What the hell? You need to like record that. I need to
You-
see that.
You got it on camera. You could see her nails visibly change colors.
No, no way.
Yes, but no one else pays attention to that. That's killing you, Justin. That's killing Justin. You having power over him, Missy. I don't have any power over him. I just watch him.
OCD people. Well, I can't speak for all of them, but Missy has a tendency to like overthink and overobserve.
Yeah.
But it's not. I don't want to make it sound like she's doing that because she's having some type of anxiety. But when you're in an investigation, or if you're in a situation that you're trying to observe to see if you can pick up any differences or anomalies in things, that's why she's doing that. I get that, because I do that in a different way.
Yeah.
Now, I noticed that Missy will be picking up on things, and she'll look at different people to see if they're sensing or feeling anything that she is too.
Yeah.
So, she'll look at me, or she'll look at any of the other people that are sensitive, even Derek, or she'll even verbally ask, do you hear that? Do you feel that? And, just for validation, because, a lot of times you feel like you're crazy, or you're imagining, what you're experiencing, and you just want to see if anybody else is experiencing it.
Right. Hi, Donna. How are
What's
you?
up, mommy?
Mama Donna?
Everyone, tell my mom hi, and that you're glad she's here. Make
I
her
miss
feel
Mama
warm and
Donna.
fuzzy. I miss Mama Donna too. All right, so I am really curious why nothing happens to me. Like, I ask things to do stuff to me just to, see if it happens. Like, that's probably not a good idea, but I can't help it. Like, I got to know. It's like, are you there? If you are, what can you do? Sort of thing.
Right.
I would not recommend anybody do that. I don't condone that at all. But I'm not going to judge you if you do. Now, if you're like Zach Bagans and you're up at like, obviously provoking, what you really need, the reason you should not do that if you're around others that can be affected by that. And that if something happens to them because of what you did, that's on you, and that's wrong. So I don't run around.
Like when we were at Fairfield County Infirmary, and you tried to get them to go out the front door.
Mm-hmm.
You stood up straight. You walked like you changed. Your whole demeanor changes when you do that. You'll have to watch it.
I remember being. My intention was to overpower the guy, the oppressive man there.
Right.
Because he was oppressing like children entities.
Right.
And I wasn't cool with it, so I felt like it was worth a shot to basically punk him out, essentially, and allow, like, say, hey, if this guy can punk this guy out, there's an opening for them to escape. That was my point.
She said, you may be under my protection.
That has definitely been brought up. Now, if you have a demon witch for a mom, I get that, because I do that with my children.
Yep.
So the more protection you have, the better, If your parents, your friends, people on the other side, they're all, resources of protection. But, I just, is that it? I want to know if that's just the sole reason why.
Right.
Because it kind of feels like it's not. But yes and no. Like, it feels like it's potentially more than just that. I want to know for sure why. if that's the case. Makes me nervous. What
Well,
makes you
like
nervous?
I'm only 5 foot tall. So you hover over me whether you're 5'6" or 10 foot
Me,
tall.
I'm 5'8".
I know.
Oh yeah,
Derek's
if you're
5'6". If you're 5'6" or 6 foot tall, whatever, you tower over me.
I thought me and Derek were the same height. I thought me, Derek, and Josh were the same height. Maybe
No.
we're not.
No.
I
have
think
taken
Josh is
pictures-
my height.
I have taken pictures of you walking out of locations. Josh is like a couple inches taller than you, and you're a couple inches taller than Derek. I'll send you photos.
Josh, if you're still watching, how tall are you? I'm probably shrinking. The older you get, you shrink.
I shrunk 2 inches when they took my kneecaps.
Josh says he thinks we're the same height. Like, I mean, not exactly, but we're pretty close, I thought.
But, we'll walk into an area and you're like, it'll feel to me like you are bigger. Like you got bigger.
Now, I specifically remember, some places I do try to, be more protected than others. Like, it's like a pushing out of energy or an expansion of it, or more, becoming, like having a certain spiritual stance, like protective stance. Like you do that, and especially men do this. I can't speak for everyone, but I'm going to assume that most men do this. If they go into a potentially threatening area or an area where there's a lot of people who could potentially be sizing them up or, wishing to do them harm or robbing them, anything like that, you don't want to make yourself look like a target.
Right.
And if you feel like you are responsible for other people, protection of other people, that's another reason to do that too.
Yeah.
Christy says she shrank. Yeah. If Jason's 6'2", then hopefully he's passing on that tall DNA. My kids didn't get the tall DNA. They're all fucking midgets. I'm sorry. Excuse my language. But they're short. I wish they weren't. I know size shorter than I am. A1 shorter than I am. I'm hoping Braylon is at least my height. He's growing. He's getting pretty tall.
He is. He's almost...
So I hope he's taller than me. I pray to every God and every Messiah in existence that he is taller than I am, because I just wish he is.
He's almost... He can look me in the eye.
But yeah, he's definitely growing. I know his feet's growing for sure. It's hard to tell that your kid's, height-wise is growing because you see him all the time.
Yeah.
But his feet's definitely growing because I'm paying for larger sizes shoes every year.
And bigger clothes.
All the daughters 5'3". That sucks. That sucks a lot. Yeah, I worry about Aowen being so small because she'll be off to college in the fall, and she'll be in a slightly larger city, and I'm telling you, I'm scared for her. Because she can just be physically overpowered easily at the size she is by, an adult male.
Right.
6'7". Jesus.
That's why you make her carry a bat bag everywhere she goes.
Even with the bat, I'm not feeling it. Now she had a gun, I would feel better, but she needs training.
Yeah.
But I'm not the best firearms teacher, especially with AON. I'm getting super strict. She needs to find somebody that's not her dad to do it. Everybody's talking about how tall their kids are now. I love it.
That girl can shoot.
She needs training. When you're scared and you're in a self-defense situation, I don't care if you can hit an 8-inch target from 15 feet away. You need training. I mean, even I am not, as trained as I would like to be in a self-defense situation. I try to, when I go target shooting, to do things like, drawing and, trying to discharge, 2 rounds in rapid succession. I'm not the greatest shot doing that. So I need
Bear
to get
spray.
better.
They have places you can go shoot. I love it. Bear spray.
You don't know what bear spray is?
Yeah, I know what bear spray is. She needs some.
For all them bears. She has a little thing of pepper spray on her keychain, but I don't know how effective that is. I know if you sprayed me with pepper spray, I know exactly what it feels like, and that would not deter me from doing something to you. That would make me hurt you more. That would piss me off. Tasers aren't worth a damn either. Pepper spray is more effective than a taser. You know how many videos I've watched on YouTube of people getting tased and then not do anything? I just watched a video yesterday. This kid calls 911, says there's a guy in this house with a knife, and the 911 operator notices there's something weird about the guy, how he's talking, how he's acting, and she figures out he's the guy with the knife, and he hangs up. She calls back, that answers, and she can't get mom and dad out of the house, so the cops that have arrived can go in and get the kid. Well, the kid comes out with a knife. They try to tase him. He just rips the tongs out of him and goes after the cops with a knife, and they shoot him and kill him. Horrible. Just horrible.
Becky said, I got sprayed, thought I was going to die. LOL. She said she will be trained starting next fall.
I did want to read what my mom had wrote here. You are a dual entity, human soul and human energies working together. A strong soul plus a strong human energies are in effect. Plus past history and the soul realms do not diminish. There you go. So I want everybody to kind of listen to those words. And if even if you're a woman or a man, or if you feel vulnerable at places where you that you go, that you live in, or places you investigate, or what have you, it's very, very important that you be mentally and spiritually strong, and you feel and you work up that strength over time, and that empowerment that you grow over time, that you reinforce through your belief and your practice spiritually. Because if you don't have a belief and a practice that you work on routinely, you're not going to be protected, in my opinion. Okay? And the more and more you reinforce this, and you go into these places that you might feel vulnerable or where protection is needed, it doesn't matter if you're 4 foot tall or 10 foot tall. These spiritual protections need to be in place, because from where they're coming from and where you could be vulnerable from, your physical body does not matter. But they can do things to your physical body. So you need to make sure that you have protection, because I tell you what, I know a lot of people view me as a science guy, but I wish I could tell you that there's no ghosts out there, or no spirits, or no entities that can hurt you. They're out there. They can do whatever the hell they want to you. And depending on the situation and environment and place and time, they can do nightmarish things. But a lot of them will most likely deliver psychic attacks to sensitives, to psychics. A lot of them don't try to physically harm you because it really doesn't do anything for them in particular. Okay, a lot of the times the physical attacks are byproducts of their psychic attack. Okay, now my mom can chime in if I'm right, wrong, or if she wants to add to it. But in their realm, they're more likely to psychically attack you because they're really only needing or wanting to manipulate your energy for their will. Okay, whether they want you gone, they want to leech off your energy, they want to attack your energy directly. Okay, so what does that mean? It can mean that, if they're wanting you out of there, they're going to do stuff to you to make your stay or your presence in the certain place you're in very unfavorable, uncomfortable, and even painful. Okay, so until you leave, and that can linger. All right, it may not diminish right after you leave, but if they want you or want something from you, most of these entities will feed off your energy, but that the physical effects you get are just byproducts. But those byproducts are those tertiary, secondary, and tertiary effects can be very damaging.
Your psychic usually always first.
Yeah, because they're not in physical form. Now, there are things that can take physical form to do physical things to you, but that is rare. Extremely rare. Really, really rare. But it is possible. Basically, anything that is supernatural is possible. And that sounds crazy. It sounds crazy. I know I've told this story before, but there was a case of that I worked with a guy to try to track down the missing body of a woman who was murdered, but they never found his body. They convicted a guy without having.
Still haven't found her body.
Still haven't found her body, but the guy who was convicted of her murder was mixed up in Satanism and occultism and really bad stuff that I had learned later. But the guy I was working with was almost taken out by this entity. And I remember the night he called me asking for my help, and just the act of him calling me elicited a psychic attack from this entity. And it obviously didn't get the what do you call it? The scouting report on Justin. It felt like someone gave me a dose of acid, and was trying to give me like a bad trip, which normally 99 out of 100 people it would totally, give them a real problem. But I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was pretty funny. Aw, why are you crying, Sam? Oh, my sciatic nerves.
She said, I quit going alone, but damn, people here suck. I promise not to go alone anymore. I deal with the heaviness in and out, get tired.
Mm-hmm. A lot of times you'll notice that your energy gets drained quickly for no reason. Which will result because the energy vortices and the energy pathways in your body, when the energy gets affected, it'll affect the corresponding physical bodies, and that's what will happen. I know we're totally off subject, but that's okay, and we're over the hour. Do you guys have any more questions? Do you want us to go on for a little longer? I know I need to get off soon, but it seems like we kind of got off on a tangent there. Maybe the next show we do, we'll definitely talk about spiritual protection, spiritual attack. When's the last? I know we've had a show about that, but it's been a long time, right?
I think it was like Paranormal Soapbox, and it was years ago.
Maybe I can talk my mom, and if she won't join us, maybe I can get like a notebook full of her information from her to bring into the show. Because I'm telling you what, my mom's definitely a person you'll want in your corner.
Becky said, "Make sure your mom comes back for that."
You know,
Maybe we
she's
could
not
get her on the phone.
she's not a big proponent of putting herself out there. I know she's come on the show before, but she likes her privacy. I like to respect that, but I definitely draw information and data from Mom. So, if at any rate, at the very least, I will do that for you guys. I'm constant. I mean, I bet there's still stuff that she hasn't told me or that she's sandbagging for me, but that's okay. If there is, there's probably a good reason to. But yeah, maybe if you want us to talk about that on the next show, probably next Wednesday, type 1 in the chat. Type 2 if you want me to not talk about it, and we won't.
Sam said, "I don't remember that show."
It's possible. I think I remember it a little bit too.
Becky said 1.
I'm seeing it. Becky's like, if I'm the only one, you're doing it anyway. It was nice to see Bill. I don't know if he's still here, but thanks for coming on and saying what's up, man.
Yeah, Bill. Thanks for
I've
the
missed you. I've missed you a
donation
lot.
and-
Oh yeah, all that matters. My daughter's expensive. I'm just all that matters. I'm thinking about pulling the trigger on a $300 teleprompter for my studio, so I can start doing some really cool content for you guys.
Sam said 1.
1.
I'm here, brother, he said.
Bill, do you want me to talk about spirit protection, spiritual attack next week? If you do, I will. I don't know if you can join, but it'll be there when you ever want to watch it after the fact. But yeah, I think it's important. It will always be crazy to me that there's a part of me that just wants to say, you know what? All this is make-believe. All this isn't real. But that's not right.
Right.
It's just not right, because the experiences, the reinforced validation that I've had in my life, it is real. Now, is it
I said, "Bill, you need to behave."
What did he do?
He said, "I never use protection."
I think he actually meant that.
I know.
And I think he meant that like spiritually too. Let us know. I've been stupid. Then things happen. All right, guys. It looks like we have our next topic. If anybody from chat or a Patreon supporter or anybody that wants to join us next week, let me know. Missy, is there anybody on the list that we haven't reached out to that you and Derek gave me?
I could try Philip Gibson again, or I could try Shannon Humphreys, or
Okay. Just reach out to them, see what they say.
I'll just message Bill and see if he can be our guest.
Yeah, Bill, if you can do it next Wednesday for an hour, let me know. Let Missy know. But I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you very much I've seen some people I haven't talked to in a while show up. That's awesome. It's always cool to see you guys and help support the channel. It's super cool, and I appreciate it. Oops, wrong button. There's the socials. I'm trying to figure out how I can restream to Instagram. I'm going to try to figure out that by next week. But check out our website and follow us on social media. And check out our Patreon page. I will put it on YouTube and Facebook so you guys can easily access it if needed. It helps us tremendously. Please extend your Thanks to Clay Borman, Deadlight LLC, which is Josh Bender, Heath Edwards, Tony Felosi, Gina Rutledge, Anthony Gratis, and Arden Paranormal. Thank you very much. You guys have a good night. You guys have a good weekend. Have a Merry Christmas. And hug your kids. Hug your family members. It's rough out there. Do everything you can do to spread a little bit of joy and merriness over this Christmas break. And that's where I'm going to leave it. You guys have a good night. We'll see you next time.